Okay. So yeah, so knowing understanding how to move a line and is extremely important. So let's keep rolling here. So yes, and being organized. So you can follow a proven system like mine. You can follow my system, or you can study the success of a business that has already achieved great success like mine, or you can do it on your own. It's totally, I did it on my own. I did it on my own, and honestly, it took about 10 years to be really good at it. It took about 10 years to get to the point where we were rolling and we were always fairly successful, but we weren't making the big money for about 10 years into the game, to where we really understood what was going on, and we're able to take advantage of our opportunities and employ the right people. Boy, oh boy, have I learned some lessons on hiring the wrong people, and dealing with all kinds of problems with events and stuff. So I've learned all my lessons the hard way, which I'm actually grateful for now. But it hasn't been an easy thing, through my career, for sure. So number two, how to research and get into the best events. So how did we get into the best events? We have some really solid, amazing events. So getting into the right festivals will quite honestly be the key to your success. And we've all heard it before: location, location, location. So when you get into a good event, you not only have to get into a good event, but then you have to get a good location. Okay, so you have to understand how that works. And you have to be persistent, because there's times where you could show up to a festival and they've put you in the back corner. And if you don't understand what that is, or what good locations are, then you could be taken advantage of. So you have to be very, kind of diligent in your way of making sure that you are not going to be put into a bad spot. Because I've gotten into good shows, but I've been in a bad spot, and then you're not going to do well. So you have to, there's a plan behind it. And of course, I teach you guys how to do that stuff. So start smart, start small. If you're brand new, start small. Do not go too big too fast. And then slowly move your way up as your confidence builds. Okay, as your confidence builds. No matter where you are right now in your business, maybe you're already a pro at this. Maybe you're already bringing in 100 grand or 200 grand. But again, you can always make more money. You can always make more money. It's true. It's happened for us, and it happens for a handful of other vendors. Now, there are a lot of vendors that get very comfortable in not just doing the normal procedure of their business. And I've watched them over, I've known some of these guys for 18 years now, and their business either just, hits a very steady non-growth spot where they just, plateau, or they actually go down in business. I know some guys that are going out of business. And why is that? What makes them go out of business or plateau when we're growing? In my opinion, it's understanding how to, constantly innovate, like I was saying before, and how to build teams and how to get good at marketing your stuff. So research is key. If you're beginning right now, or if you're looking for a new way to research some new festivals, you can go to Google right now when you're done with this webinar, and you can start thinking of terms like awesome festivals in the USA. That actually is a term that will bring up some festivals that could be solid, because the way the world works today is the world of Google is based on people's reviews. So when people review or do searches for a certain thing hundreds and hundreds of times, like this particular phrase, awesome festivals in the USA, there's actually thousands of people that are putting in, trying to find an awesome festival to attend or whatever in the USA or in their area. So that's how the world works as far as being savvy with all of the technological side of today, and Google is a huge part of that. But it does get a little technical, but it's just about keywords. And I help you guys with that stuff too. I show you all the stuff that I've kind of taught myself and learned and played with. So here are some resources that you could write down, or take a screenshot of if you know how to do that. Fest300.com is a great place to research. Festivalnet.com, musicfestivaljunkies.com. Again, do a search for best festivals in the USA 2015, or in this case 2016 if you're starting to look for next year. And decide what kind of festivals do you want to do. So search Google for those types of events. Here are some examples: car shows, music festivals, state and county fairs, street festivals, boat shows, art fairs, specialty markets, home shows, sporting fields, and the list goes on and on. Yes, sporting fields. You could go right now, and depending on where you live, and most of us are coming into the winter, but come spring, for example, you could go and you could start a lemonade cart or a coffee cart or any kind of cart, a popcorn cart, even a hot dog cart. You could put it at a sporting field. You could probably get free rent too. If no one's done it yet, then you could probably make a few $100 to $1,000 per event just from families and spectators. And there's so many opportunities, but you have to think creatively. So let's keep going. Number 3, your individual business plan. So question that I would like to ask you is, what is your goal? Are you already in the business? You guys can respond to some of this stuff or ask me questions if you'd like, but I'm asking you a question. What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you already in the business? Are you trying to expand? Are you trying to make a certain amount of money? If you're making some money now, you have to start setting goals. Like, let's say you're making 20 grand or 30,000 with your business. You have to start setting new goals. I want to make $100,000 next this next season. It has to be realistic. You can't say I want to make $1 million with my popcorn stand next season. It's not really realistic unless you get into wholesaling and a whole another ball game of business, which is not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the festivals and how to run these concession concepts at festivals. So set goals. So do you want to operate a cart? Do you want to operate a stand, maybe a food truck or a concession trailer? A cart is a great way to start. Here are a couple of our carts. These are some of our current carts. We have these custom made, and I do sell these, by the way, if you guys are interested in buying any. These are, a generic, they come generic like this, no logos, so that they can work for your business. But that's one of our coffee carts on the left that can be used as a cold brew cart. You can see the cold brew is actually on tap, which is pretty neat, kind of like it's coming out of beer taps, but it's all plumbed in. And our lemonade cart on the right, also lemonade on tap. So we make our lemonade, and then we put it on tap. It makes it extremely fast, but we have a system behind that so that you can still be serving your fresh squeezed lemonade. So you could move into doing a stand, or this is what I call a stand. So this is a cart, obviously. This is a stand, and this is run under a tent. Okay, this is what I actually kind of recommend, because you can make a lot of money, and it's a really simple way to get into the business and at a low cost, right? So you don't have to go and buy a food truck, which is, $50,000 for a crappy used one on eBay to $100,000 for a new one, or even $200,000. So I don't tend to recommend those things, and you can't really serve as fast out of them. So this, for example, is a 10 by 20 spot. On the right, you can see we're running 2 separate businesses here. Okay, so on the right, our lemonade stand, on the left, our coffee stand, and we can put it all under one tent. Okay, you can either rent tents or you can buy tents. A tent like this, you can buy it for around $1,600, $2,000, depending on where you buy it. Okay, or you can rent it for $300, $400 per weekend, depending on where you rent it from. Okay, this is a 10 by 15 spot. All right, that's at the fair again. This is a 10 by 10 spot. This is one of our stands that goes up. We maximize the signage and we go up, but we only are taking up a 10 by 10 footprint. Therefore, our rent, right, our lease cost, if you will, is a lot cheaper. Okay, so that's some ideas. So let's go into the system. The system, I am fairly big on systems because that's what's made us as successful as we are today, because we have a plan, we have a system to deliver our product at pretty rapid speeds. So in my opinion, yes, if you do follow a system, you can reach much quicker success. Or again, and I'm not trying to sell you on anything, but you can certainly invent everything on your own, but why reinvent the wheel? So first, you must build a foundation that can handle more success. So, these are, whether you believe this stuff or not, this is money beliefs, success beliefs, core beliefs. In my opinion, it's far more than just selling more product. You have to kind of be confident in yourself and in your operation and your people. And again, be that leader who teaches your guys and gals how to even, how to be part of what you believe in. I'm not starting a cult or anything here. I'm just, it's important that they are part of your system and part of your plan. So that's just as simple as customer service, being friendly. Because believe me, I've hired some people that mistreated our customers, and how does that make our company look? It makes our company look extremely bad. So that people have to be on the same page with what you're doing. They don't have to have the same money beliefs or success beliefs, but you definitely have to put it into place so that your business runs smoothly and effectively. And maximizing sales systems is huge. So maximizing sales potential. This is a shot of some of our successes. So this is a refill bottle that I came up with years ago that has since turned into such an amazing marketing. Really, it's marketing to 10 times our sales. So what we would normally do in a day will quite literally is substantial with this system. And it took me a while to actually figure this out through a lot of trial and error. I tried a bunch of different kind of cup ideas on trying to get people the upsell of, how to charge instead of 3, how to get people to buy 5, or now these are 10, and even some of them are 20. So how do you do that? How on earth could you possibly sell a lemonade for $10 or $20? Well, we've figured it out, and it actually works like wildfire when people start to buy it, because everyone starts to buy it. It's a beautiful, pretty neat thing. Number 5, the goods required. So what are you going to need, or what do you need, or perhaps you already have, but maybe you want to add a couple more things to your mix of business. So what are the goods required? Now, if you're on this webinar and you're brand new, I apologize to those of you, I'll go through this quickly, who are veterans in the business, but this is pretty obvious and maybe silly to most of you. But here's some things you need if you're going to, we're using the example of the lemonade business today. You're going to need a squeezer, a cash register, or a cash drawer. You're going to need some cups. You're going to need some sugar, lemons, and some ice, and something to serve, dispense water out of, which is that blue jug on the bottom. This picture right here is bait and a cart. Okay, you're going to need a cart or a stand. Between these two things, if you're brand new, you can start your business with this and this. Okay, so on the left is a cart. So now you're in business, okay, with those two things, or those handful of things. So this doesn't have to be rocket science. In fact, lemonade business is not rocket science. It's pretty much one of the simplest businesses there are. However, it's a powerful business when you learn how to really effectively do it the right way. So if you decide to do a stand, then you're going to need a tent. Okay, a tent will last forever. It's a really great investment. Or if you want to be on the cheaper side, you can buy a tent from Costco or Sam's Club, for example, a Caravan or Easy Up. They're around $200. So if you want to keep your prices lower, you can buy one of these. We've bought about 20 of them through our career or more, and they break. And I've got a pile of them in my storage unit, half broken right now. And again, for those of you who are on this, like, oh man, keeps talking about the lemonade. I really want to, do perhaps you have your own idea, or you have your business concession concept that you want to improve on. Well, no worries. We can custom fit. I help people in all kinds of businesses increase their sales and increase their profitability and everything. So we do train, if you need ideas, we have food concepts. We have, obviously, I tend to steer people towards beverage because we've done so well with beverage. Now, something that we do is like, coffee. You can see in this picture here, we're serving mini donuts. There's a case up front, some cones with mini donuts. So we tend to add a one item food one food item to the menu, and that's just what I would call an upsell. So when people are up there ordering and they there's some donuts staring at them, about 50% of people will grab a bag of donuts. So you've just made another $4 or $5, and that's right there. That's it's no like it's pretty obvious that you can increase your sales by something as simple as that. Okay. So our training does go far and wide, from coffee and donuts, like I just said, and you can dream anything you want up. Here's an example of a coffee business model that we put together for people. Okay. I'm not going to go through all this but it includes everything you need, and your stand looks beautiful like that. And you have a really neat, very, potentially profitable, if you know how to run it, business. So signs and menus. Here's some resources for you guys. Take some notes. We tend to buy our banners from bannersonthecheap.com. They're incredibly cheap. I don't know how they sell them so cheap, but I know how to design my own stuff. Okay, so that also keeps my prices low, and it makes our stuff have the look that I want. So I would encourage you to either learn how to design, which is, you can use free tools like PicMonkey.com or Canva.com, and that's what my training that I'm going to give you guys for free is about. If you'd like it, I'm going to give it to you at the end, or I'm going to tell you how to access it at the end. Or you can use advanced stuff like Adobe Illustrator, which I used to use, but I don't really use it much anymore, and it's a lot more complicated. These are some of the signs that we use, or that I've designed using those tools. So some people think they look pretty nice, but everyone has their own opinion. And so let's go up to number 6. I'm going to take a quick drink here. Everyone doing good? Let me check and make sure there's no questions. Let me see, where are the questions? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there are a lot of questions. All right. Let me answer some questions here. So, and thanks to you guys who introduced yourself. Again, Johnny's here from Cocoa Beach, Dorothy from Norfolk, Virginia, and Stu from Iowa. I don't know if you guys have questions, or if you're just asked or letting me know where you're from. Cloud from Ottawa. Hey, Cloud, you bought one of my programs the other day. Thank you so much for that. Hope you're enjoying it. And Imelda, welcome. Sound is terrible if working and muted. Is sound terrible for all you guys? Hope not. That could be a problem on your end. Sounds like everyone else is okay with it, but let me know if there's a problem. I can try to adjust something. And we got Steve from Minnesota. Here's a question. I think Steve says kids are now graduating, so family run aspect of the business will change. So how can I continue to grow with employees versus family? Okay, well, well, you have to learn how to hire. Okay, or you have to have. Let me give you an example of my business because I don't really know what you're doing. But with my business, so you're asking, how can I continue to grow with employees versus family? You just have to learn how to hire. It's that simple. Because there's only so much you can do by, convincing your family to come and help you. You really, I think, if you want to run a really successful, unless everyone's really into it and you guys are a team, which most families are, but sometimes it's like you're dragging your kids to do something they don't want to do. So to really grow, you do need to start to hire. So you just need to learn how to hire. We put ads out on Craigslist. That's how we hire. And now we have a lot of traffic that goes to our website. So we have, join our crew link that people can sign up, and we get a lot of people doing it that way. In my training that I'm going to offer you guys today, I have what I call swipe files, everything that I've put together that I give you. So I've taken out our name and you just put in your name. So you can use exactly what I've created to hire people out in the world. And we use Craigslist. Now I've used everything from putting ads in papers, which was a bit of a nightmare when I was younger, to now having a lot of success with Craigslist. But you have to know how to write those ads and how to attract the right people. And attracting the right people has to do with your company culture. And I go into that in my training, but company culture is, in my opinion, it's really important. So hopefully that gave you a little insight, but that's kind of a heavy, we could go on and on about, that question, but hopefully that helps, Steve. Johnny, I built 2 of your carts and put them together with a 10 by 10 tent over them and started a coffee stand I kicked off October 30th. That's awesome. Wow. Send me some pictures, man. I want to see it. That's great. Very cool. Very cool. And where are you, Johnny? Imelda, how much money you will tell I need to start at any? Imelda, where are you from, Imelda? So how much money do you need to start, I think is what you're asking. You can start for under $500. It depends on how motivated you are and what you want to do. You could start for $10,000. You could start for $5,000. It just depends on what it is how nice of equipment you want, whether or not you want some training. But you can really start cheap. I started for a couple $100. Okay. So Imelda from California, great. Steve, can you explain to us how you get the lemonade running through the tap faucet? Oh man, I can't explain over this, but I have a whole, again, in my training, I give you a blueprint so you can put it together yourself. So I don't know how to explain. You're asking for a brief explanation would be appreciated. Yeah, it's not something I can really explain. It's like a blueprint, but I'm not even going to attempt it. Sorry about that, Steve. But you can get that in my training. Sounds good in Minnesota, Steve says. Good. The sound cuts in and out. Huh. I hate it when there's technical problems. There's always technical problems in the world of webinars. So do you hire people from the area you're traveling to, or do you take them with you? Both. Okay, so we have what I call a core crew. Our core crew travels with us, but our core crew is small. Okay, sometimes we have as many as 50 employees. So when we go to a big festival, say in Tennessee, right, and we're based out of New Mexico, then we bring about 6 people with us in our trucks, the core crew, and then we hire the 40 other people there. Okay, or people come back year after year, and they come from all over the place, actually. Okay, people will come down from New York City or drive. Sometimes people even fly in from across the country, California, to go and help us on their dime very often. But there's techniques around all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so I teach you guys how to do that. All right, Randy from Mass, I think. How do you pay employees and rate of pay? I pay employees, most of them get paid hourly, and we're up to $10 an hour. That's what we pay pretty much anybody, is $10 an hour, and some of them are making $12 an hour depending. And my best key guys, like I have my operations manager, he makes a percentage of our business. So he makes 5% of gross of our business, which turns into a heck of a lot of money for him. Okay, but he's my main guy. And then there's some other people that get bonuses depending on how they do and how well they do, and how I only offer incentives to people that have proved themselves. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. Source of buying lemons and method of determining how much to buy. Source of buying lemons, depending on where you are, the cheapest lemons to buy on a consistent basis is from a store called Restaurant Depot. They're popping up all over the US. They have incredibly low prices on produce. So I'd recommend them. If they're not in your area, then just go to the phone book or Google or whatever, or Google Maps, and search out wholesale produce and start making phone calls. Call 3 people and compare prices. That's what I always used to do. Okay, and that's what I still do. And determining on how much to buy, that's a little bit of a tricky thing. I have something that I put together that helps you calculate that, and that's part of my program too, but I don't know how to even start to explain something like that. It depends on, I mean, I could, but let's not take up too much time with that, because it could take me a little bit too much time. But I have a fairly bulletproof system to figure that out. But it's all kind of figuring out percentage of people, how many people are going to be there, and starting to get wise with that sort of thing. Okay, I think I got through all the questions. Oh, nope. Oh man. Wow, you guys are asking. All right, I'm gonna answer one more, and then I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna come back. Johnny's saying, I did the Space Coast State Fair. Now it was very, very poor attendance at the fair company, and the promoter, along with all the other experienced vendors, were extremely pissed. Oh man, I've been there, buddy. But what I found was the fair people were not my target market. Okay, yeah, exactly. So, man, oh man, that is why it is so important to do research and figure out, even like, I use the word system too much. I'm going to have to develop some new words here. But there's even a system with how to get into these events. I mean, not get into the events, how to find the right events. I used to do any event, whatever, whatever's out there, whoever accepted me, bam, I'm doing it. And boy, oh boy, have I learned some hard lessons doing that. Okay, so I had a nightmare festival in Florida. It was an air show. It was a free festival. It brought in 1 million people. I prepared for that sucker, and I brought in people, and by the end of it, I lost. That was like one of the 2 times in my whole career that I lost money. I lost about $3,000. It was a nightmare. Okay, so you have to figure out, and I go into this, how to research the right events so that you start doing business at the right events. Okay. And I would highly recommend not just doing whatever. Although, Johnny and everyone, here's my opinion. If you're willing to spend the time, and hopefully you're not going to lose any money, right? If it's a lower cost event and you're not taking a huge chance on losing a bunch of money, then you can really learn a lot of valuable lessons in failing. Okay, so if you're willing to fail, some people are like, I don't want to fail. I mean, yeah, of course you don't want to fail, and that's why I've created these trainings. Okay, but if you do fail, then I think it's only going to make you stronger, better, and be able to grow bigger and make more money. Okay, if you fail, in my opinion, it's a good thing. But you don't want to fail a lot. Okay, we want to avoid failure, of course. But if you do, don't give up. Just you look at it as a lesson. I think that's one of my strengths is I've always been able to look at my failures as a lesson. And because of that, I've been able to grow. Okay, so, I'm not talking personally here, although that's true with my personal life as well, but with business. When I fail, I've been able to look at what the lesson is and I've been able to grow from it. All right? Okay, let's get back into this. I'm going to come back to some of these questions here. I don't want to lose you guys. Okay, so climb, number 6, the start. You got to climb to the top. And you guys go ahead. I'm going to go through this presentation. I'm going to come back to the questions that in a little while, all right? So I don't want to lose people. So climb to the top, the start, all right? Here we go. So yes, you can either climb to the top, like I've done. You can climb the top of the mountain to ski down it, or you can take the chairlift. All right, so I recommend taking the chairlift. Learn from me. I've done this for so long, and I've learned those hard lessons that I've just been talking about, and I've learned the really valuable lessons in how to grow the business and how to make a lot of money. So I've done it. Now, if you can combine it with climbing the mountain and taking the chairlift, both things, then I would recommend that number one. But everyone is, everyone is different. Everyone is a little bit more motivated, less motivated. So we're all different. We all have different priorities in life. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm not going to go word for word into this, you guys, because it's going to take too much time. If you would like a transcript of this webinar, then I'd be happy to email it to you. Just send me a message, okay? I share my email at the end. If you guys might already know it, but it's josh@justsqueezejuice.com. I'll be happy to send you the transcript of this webinar at the very end. So you have to make a choice right now. If you're brand new, okay, or not, it doesn't matter. You can open a fixed location business. Fixed location business means that you're going to open in a town. Okay, it's like it's what we did. We opened a cart in the town of in my hometown of Santa Fe, New Mexico. That's how we started. So you could do this on a busy street corner, in a city park, in a boardwalk, at a swimming lake, historic plaza, wherever tourists go, wherever there's foot traffic. Foot traffic is the key. Foot traffic. Okay? Don't open on the side of a busy street because no one's going to stop unless you have a drive-through coffee. If you have a drive-through coffee, which we're developing now, by the way, it's our next step. We're starting some fixed locations. We've been really heavy into the festival world for 18 years, and now I'm interested to explore the brick and mortar side of life. So we're developing some locations that we're going to start opening. Okay, so that'll be down the road, but I'll start training that too. But I need to go through it first before I can train it because I'm not an expert at it yet. So number 2, mobile business. This is what I recommend. Mobile business is so incredible if you know how to do it. You guys probably, some of you are already in it, right? You've told me you're already in it and you're starting to figure this stuff out. It's incredibly lucrative and it's a heck of a great lifestyle if you figure out how to do it. Okay, and you know all the possibilities, right? Street fairs, music festivals, farmers markets, state and county fairs, flea markets, baseball fields, sporting fields, and the list goes on and on. Okay, so find the festival or find the location. That's step 1. Okay, that's the gig. That's what I call the gig. I got a gig, man. I found the festival. I got my first gig. Okay, so great. So do that first, but learn how to I recommend learning how to research well. Okay, so that you don't just do anything unless you're willing to learn the lessons, because you will have to learn those lessons if you go to anything. because there's always the shows. There's always, just like our friend Johnny just shared with us, the promoters sometimes are full of you know what. Okay, so if it's a first time show, or they tell you there's going to be 20,000 people there and 200 people show up, you have to know how to kind of double check what they're telling you. So I've developed a way to double check what they're telling me. Okay, and there's ways to do it, because here, I'll tell you one. Find a festival. Okay, Johnny, you found your festival. Now, double check it. How are you going to double check it? Here's one way. Do they have a Facebook page? Okay, go to their Facebook page. How many people are following them? One person? No people? Maybe someone's following, maybe there's 500 people, but you start to see people talking about, oh man, there was no one there. Or they're saying, hey, this was a great show, or there's 10,000 followers. If there's 10,000 followers on a festival that you want to go to, chances are they're doing well, and it really is what they say it is. And there's people having positive feedback on their Facebook page, okay, or on their Twitter feed. Okay, that's some really today, the way to double check things today in this world. Okay, that's a little free advice for you guys. Okay, so again, I'm not going to go into this very deeply, but this was my first location. I negotiated this location. For those of you, Imelda, I think you're brand new on this webinar, and you asked about how much it's going to how much it's going to cost to start. Well, it cost me around $200. I built my cart for about a couple $100. Okay, and I negotiated a location for free. Now I'm a kind of go out there and give it give things a try type of guy. And you better believe, when I walked into that office, I was scared. I was like shaking, and I was like, oh boy, what's going to happen? But I always push myself. When I first did my first webinar, I was scared. I was like, oh, this is weird. I'm about to broadcast my voice to the world. But I push myself, and I'm willing to take those chances. So I negotiated this spot for free. Okay, so I actually go into the more of a story in my training on how to do that too, if you are wanting to do something like that and try to figure out how to get cheap rent. Okay, so number 7, we're on number 7, the last one, the operation. And we're running at almost an hour. I've got my clock here. We're at 58 minutes, so I'm gonna keep trying to move quick here. So the operation, how big, and I'm asking you guys, how big or small do you want to go? You have to decide, how big or small do you want to go? Do you want to just be a single stand operation, or do you want to be a multiple stand operation? Okay, multiples, one stand, one cart. How many people do you want to have on your team? Remember, you're going to be the leader. You and your partner, or you and your wife, or you and your husband, or you and whoever is going to be, you're going to have to be the leaders, to hire the people, to inspire the people to work for you, to want to keep working for you, to enjoy working for you. Okay? And let me say, since I'm talking about people, that to get to the level of or to get to the next level, and to create wealth, and to create whatever you want to call it, to be rich, or to be successful, you really need to be able to have a team behind you. Okay, I've learned this, and I'm still learning this, because I'm attracting more and more good people, and my business grows and grows. Why? Because because they like the company culture. They agree with the lifestyle. They want to work hard so that they also have time off. And why do they stick around? Because I reward them. I pay them more. I reward them. I even teach them how to if they wanted to start their own business. I don't hold on to them. I don't control them. I give them options, but I reward them. Okay. So here's some sample resources. Pretty simple and straightforward, but here's some things that we use for our lemonade stand. But Costco, Sam's Club for sugar. You could buy a lot of stuff there if you want to. Restaurant Depot for produce. You could buy cups there. Okay, Restaurant Depot, like I said before, it's really good prices. Earth-friendly cups. If you want biodegradable cups, we use Eco Products. Okay. Where do I buy refill bottles? That's in my training. I share that with you guys on the inside, and I show you how to put that whole system together. The refill bottle thing is huge. It really is huge. And in fact, I wanted to share a testimonial from a guy who just bought the program, and he said that the cost of the program that I'm going to share with you guys, which is not a lot of money at all, in my opinion, but everything's relative. He said it was just the refill bottle alone was worth the price. So we also we have a page that I send you of resources, full resources, and the contacts, actually people, so that you can contact them, and we do our best to pass our prices on to you. I've created relationships with these people. I've let them know what I'm up to so that they know that you guys are going to start contacting them. And for them, it's just more business, even though it might not be as big of orders as we order in the beginning. But I'm confident that if you guys learn and I continue to teach you guys, that you're going to get to much bigger levels. Okay, so our suppliers, how to order and how much. Okay, someone asked me about that. What equipment you need. Ice and water solutions, which can be a huge problem. Believe me, I have stories behind everything. So if you ask me something, I have a story behind pretty much behind everything. But there have been some festivals where we figured out our own water solutions because we've been screwed when water goes out. Okay? And I've had neighbors who are out of business while we don't even know there's a problem because we figured out our own water solutions. Okay, so we've figured out how to be self-contained and have backup plans. And so when you get to be at a bigger level of business, these are important things. And they're impressive things to not only ourselves, because we're making money and everyone else is out of business or they're on hold while the water's fixed. It's also impressive to the people who put on the events, because they're like, whoa, those guys are pretty pro. They're pretty professional. They don't even know there's a problem right now. In fact, sometimes those festivals, they're called in the world of festivals, they're called vendor coordinators. They'll come to us for help. They'll come to us because they know that we know how to do it. So anyway, that's kind of cool. So yes, you can start with a cart. You can move to a stand, and then you can add another stand. You can add another cart, or another cart and another cart. And again, this is about how you want to grow. How big do you want to be? And this doesn't have to be lemonade, lemonade, lemonade. This could be a lemonade stand, a coffee cart, or a coffee stand, a lemonade cart, or a popcorn stand, or blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on. Okay, but everything that we do is simple, because our menus are simple, because we know how to move lines, and we know how to sell a product that people are interested in. And it's all about moving that product, moving that line. Because in the festival world, you have a captured audience of people who are only there for a set amount of time, and then they're gone. So if you can't get them the product in the right amount of time, then you're going to lose. Okay, so that's really important to know how to do that. So I keep saying this, but I'm asking the same question again. How big or small do you want to go? Okay. If you are a newbie, so start small and then build. If you're already in the business, consider adding a second cart or stand. I do recommend that if you want to make more money in this business, you have to add something. Okay. Don't get me wrong. If you have one stand doing something, you could add a product, or you could even learn how to do some of the marketing that I teach you guys, and you can make more money just with your simple location, one location. Absolutely. You can probably double your money or more. But if you want bigger money, if you want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars or 100,000, depending on what you're doing, then you do have to add. It's just the way it works in this business. So again, key to success: plan well, hire well, learn a system, or create your own system. Okay. Quickly, here's some just ideas for you guys as far as trucks. You can rent a truck or you can own a truck. Sometimes we rent pickup trucks if we need an extra truck on one of our big shows for enterprise trucks. They rent diesel trucks, so like pickup trucks. Riders who we rent from for refrigerated trucks when we need refrigerated trucks. This is our truck that we own. I bought that off truckpaper.com, or you can find it on Craigslist.org or eBay. Okay, so there's some ideas for you guys. So why are you here today? Number one, you know how much money there is to be made in this business because you have seen with your own eyes the lines vendors have at festivals, and you're like, whoa, I want to do that. Okay. Or number two, you want to have a business that gives you the ability to work half the year so you can play and relax the other half, which is another huge perk of this business. You could work year round if you wanted to, but it doesn't make sense in my opinion. You should just concentrate and work half the year. All right. Number three, you're ready to learn from a proven system that will guide you through step by step on how to accomplish it all. All right. Those are the three possibilities. So yes, it's time to learn the awesome. There's a picture of a Ryder reefer truck that we rent yearly for one of our shows, and some of our equipment and all of our trucks and stuff. That's on one of our festivals, heading to Bonnaroo Music Festival in Tennessee. So do you really have the time to figure it all out on your own? Do you have the time? Time is so valuable in this life of ours, and we're already so busy with our families and if you have a job or whatever you're doing or your business, right? We already have a very limited amount of time. So it is time to make a choice for you guys. Here's my offer, okay? My offer to you today is I'm offering you my GoPro. I call it the GoPro Lemonade system. Okay, it's based off of everything that I've been talking about today, and it's pretty darn cheap. All right, it should be selling for over $500. I sell it every day for $297. Today you can grab it for $197 because you're on this webinar. All right. So someone did just buy it. Trying to remember, Cloud, you just bought it the other day for $297. If you might be like, oh man, I could have saved money. That sucks. Should have waited. Well, how about I just throw in a free coaching for you, or I'll send you some more resources. So just send me an email. I'll be happy to make it up for you. Okay. So here's everything you get in the program. You get the Squeeziversity Freedom Guide. And you guys, literally, this is a lot of my time and years of figuring this stuff out. Okay, so I personally think I should be selling this for $1,000, and but not everyone wants to spend $1,000. So I've made it extremely affordable so anyone can afford it. Okay, and I do have much more expensive programs, by the way. So if you're looking for more advanced stuff, I do have it. Just send me an email and I can start the conversation with you. So here's what you get on this program that I'm offering today. Squeeziversity Freedom Guide, secret and special recipes, okay, actual recipes, profit loss worksheets to stay on top so you stay organized. Bonus pro cart design, I'll show you a cart design that you can use. Ready to use juice menu, so it's actually already designed. You can already send it ready to go to put it in your applications. Okay, the About Us swipe file, which is about you and about your business. You just replace my business, Just Squeeze, with your business. I've already written it out. You can change it how you want. Intro letter for your application, same thing. Okay, it's all the stuff that I use today, but I've made it generic, taken out our business name and our logos so that it's just generic and you can replace them with yours. Picture pack for your applications. That's for someone who's brand new, has no pictures, so that they can get started and look like they're already in business. Blueprints for your cart build. If you want to build your cart, or just give it to a builder and they can build it. You can find a builder on Craigslist, someone who's looking for extra work, who's handy, they could build it. Okay, and it would probably not cost a whole lot of money. How to hire the best employees. Again, swipe files. I show you guys the actual ads that I'm still using today. And again, I've taken my name out. You can put your name in. And I have a video on there, how to build a 10 by 10 bigger event stand. That's just an example of some of the stuff that we do. I have another video of how to find a great location that's based in, it's just an example walking around the streets of Santa Fe, New Mexico, showing you how to kind of start thinking about looking for locations in a town if you decide to do that. The refill bottle, which one of my recent customers said it's worth the price of admission on its own. So, this is one of our, I guess, I call it top secret, but if you came and bought from me, you would learn it. You would learn what I'm doing, but you wouldn't know how that we're doing it. Actually, one of the vendors at one of our festivals completely copied us, which is, in my opinion, pretty low when you're at the same festival. And guess how he did? It didn't work because he doesn't know how to do it. He doesn't know how to do it, and we already captured the audience. We already owned it at that festival. So people, it didn't affect us at all. In fact, it helped us. So you have to know how to do something correctly. And if you do it first, then you are going to rule it for the remaining of that festival. So that's a really cool thing. Also, I throw in there a training video transcript, the product generator, which is, I can't remember who was asking about how do I figure out how much that I need, how many lemons I need to get and how much product. Well, that'll help you figure that out. It's kind of cool. And I throw on there a couple of podcasts, just me talking. So there's a lot of stuff in there. It's worth the $197. When you go, you can go right now to justsqueezejuice.com/lemonade. Coupon code, you got to put the coupon code in there. Just put in their webinar, and it'll knock off $100. Okay, so that's only good for today. That's it, and then it comes down. That webinar code is going to change. I'll take it out of there, so it's only good today. That is so that you guys, I'm forcing you guys to take action. Take action. Go for this. I give it a 30-day guarantee. If you're not happy with it, just send me an email and I can refund you. But be sincere. Please do not steal my information, use it, and ask for a refund, because that is bad karma, bad idea, and you're going to have a whole lot of bad luck. All right? That's my opinion. So yes, when you go to that website, justsqueezejuice.com/lemonade, this is what you're going to land on. And you just go right here to the Buy Now button, click on the Buy Now, and it'll be directed to the cart, the sales cart, so that you can purchase. Okay? This is what the sales cart looks like. I'm just showing you guys this so you know you're in the right place. And you can see right here, you throw in webinar, type in webinar and hit apply coupon, and it'll knock off $100. Okay, that's only up today. So you have to take action. Sometimes I take it off after the webinar. So, but today I'm gonna leave it up all day. But it's coming down by midnight tonight. So take action. I'm gonna throw this into. I think if I can copy this. I think you guys can see the chat box. I'm going to throw it in here and you can just click on it. And that's the, let me know that you see that. I just threw it in to the chat box. It should be coming up on your screen somewhere. I don't know where it comes up on your side. And you can just click on that and it goes straight to the cart, to the sales cart that you can buy from. Okay. Hopefully that helps. And bonus. Okay, so do you want the bonus? You've been here this whole time. Thank you for being here. And by the way, there's a lot more people on the webinar. In the beginning, I shared with you that over 100 people signed up for this webinar, which is awesome. But how many in the very beginning actually showed up? 10 people. And what is that? That's the 10% rule of how many people are actually taking action in the world. So you sign up for things, but then you don't show up. So congrats for showing up. And now there's 17 people here, which is cool. We're talking about lemonade. Lemonade has changed my life. Okay, it has put me on top of the world that I want to live in. Okay, and it's helped me develop other businesses. It's really taught me in a tremendous amount of things. So I'm that guy who's taken lemons and made lemonade. Yes, that is what I've done in my life, and it's a pretty neat thing. So if you want the training that, even if you guys don't buy from me today, but you've been here this whole time, I commend you for that. I hope that you got some value out of this, and please just send me an email, josh@justsqueezejuice.com. Send it to me now or later, and just go ahead and put free training in the subject line and say, hey, Josh, can you send me that free training? I'd appreciate it, and I'll send that off to you, okay, within a day or so. As soon as I see that, I'll be happy to do that, and hopefully that will help you guys. So yes, I give 100% money back guarantee. I give a 30-day money back guarantee. Okay, if it's not for you, you see it, it's not for you, no problem. If it's not advanced enough for you, although I'm telling you there's stuff in there that can help you even if you're already in this business. But if it's not advanced enough for you and you want something more advanced, I can either put your money towards our bigger programs that are more advanced, or coaching. I have some great coaching packages that I can get on the phone with you and help you with your individual stuff. Okay, or I can give you your full refund, no problem. So let it rip, my friends. Go for it. Go to justsqueezejuice.com right now /lemonade, or go to that link that I just entered in the chat box for you guys. The $100 is going away. The $297 is the normal price. It goes back to $297 tomorrow, or actually tonight. So grab it now. And I do have some new trainings coming out that I'm developing now. It's my off season, so I get to sit here and I get to create and develop and teach and coach, and I love doing this stuff. It's really, really fun. I actually like doing it more than my business now because I've been doing it for so long. But I really feel like I have a lot to share just because I've done this for so long, and I've developed some things that work. And I don't really want to just hang on to them for myself. I mean, I might as well share it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing it with you guys. Okay. That's it. So I'm going to leave that up. That's how you get there. And now let's get back to the questions. If you guys have any other questions, where are we at with time? We are at an hour and where's my timer here? An hour and 18 minutes. Okay, so let's spend 10 more minutes. 10 to 12 more minutes. We'll wrap this up right at 2:30 my time. All right, so let me get back to the questions. Here we go. 46. Wow. All right. Where were we? Okay. All right, Johnny, you're using the cold brew system. Cool. Did you learn it from me? I don't think you learned it from me. If you need some help on that, let me know. How do you get into festivals? They already have a vendor selling what you make. Yep. This is a problem. You got to be better. You have to be better than all those other people, and that's not hard in my opinion. People don't do things as well as they could. So how do you become better? Some of those carts that we've created are pretty, for the world that we do business in, they're pretty spectacular. They're self-contained, they're pretty, they're made well, they last a lifetime, and they're very efficient. And even like the signs that we've created, let me go back to just show you what I'm talking about in case you forgot. Let me go back and try to find. But they're people want their festival to look good. They want it to look as good as possible. So where are those carts signs? So the better you can make your stuff look, you know, the more of a chance you're going to get into these festivals. And it's not only about, okay, that's the very simple answer, but the more complicated. Here's one of our. It's not the best picture, but some of these custom signs that we are building. We have an artist who makes them especially for us, and now I'm selling these to you. You guys can buy this stuff. That's what makes your business more special. I mean, look at this cart over here on this ice cream cart. That's a beautiful handmade cart. The inside is made of aluminum, so it's not that heavy, but it's beautiful. And these festivals want their festivals to look. They want vendors that have a good look. They don't want a crappy looking business. But the bigger answer to that question, Wayne, is you need to have a full system. And I again, that's what that training is all about. It shows you have to put together a beautiful application package. That's what I call it. You have to put together a really great package so that when they're opening your, here's what most people do. They fill out an application, handwritten, and they attach some photos. Okay, that's the norm. So I teach you how to put in, what I call a package. And I that's what this training is. I teach you how to do that so that your stuff, they open a box and they're like, whoa, this is cool. Like, who are these guys? And you already went straight to the top of the pile because your stuff is going to be way better. Okay. And you're going to refer them to, depending on where you are, you're going to build a better website. There's a series of things that you need to do over time. And I teach you how to do that stuff. Okay. So yeah, so that's one. Hopefully that helped you, Wayne. Let me keep going here quickly. Johnny says, I've invested $7,000 and did terrible. I was going to implement the draft system for the cold brew, but wanted to test the market first using crafts. I don't know what you mean by using crafts. You've only done one show, Johnny? I mean, man, hang in there, dude. It takes time. And like what I was saying before, you have to find the right shows. $7,000 is what you've invested in your whole entire business. That's not too bad. I mean, and you said you bought from me. What did you buy from me, Johnny, or did you not buy from me? So let's get you straight, man. So I'll help you get there. Okay. But don't give up. If you only done one show, you can't give up. So Luis, I am putting together a food stand and my concern is not bringing enough inventory. Yep. Okay. Well, I give you guys that. I give you that formula so you can figure out how to do it. But it's based on percentages of people. Okay. So if you're going to a show that's 10,000 people, you're going to just assume that you're going to sell to 10%. So 10% means you're going to sell 1,000, whatever it is that you're going to sell. So if you're going to sell 1,000 drinks, so let's use lemonade as an example. If you're going to sell 1,000 lemonades, then you're going to need to break that down to, this is just a simple walkthrough. Okay, so you need 1,000 cups, or you need a variety of 1,000 cups. You need to, depending on your lemonade system, if you don't have a system, then I teach you how to, make the lemonade, and I also teach you a bulk system, which is important. Okay, for those of you who are trying to grow. So you need to know how many lemons to buy. So for example, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but if you buy a case of lemons that has 140 lemons per case, that's called 140s. That's what that means. Then, and let's say you squeeze a half a lemon in each of your drinks because you have a recipe that makes that work, but I don't know your situation. Then you need to divide that. So you need, this is just, I have a calculator here. So we have 1,000. 140 times 2 is 280, so 1,000 divided by 280 equals. So you need 3.5 cases of lemons. That's the answer for that scenario. Okay? And if that makes no sense to you guys, I've written it all down for you in the training. Okay? And step you through that. Johnny says, my attitude is if you are scared, you'll fail and you'll never succeed. This is fairly true. Absolutely. Although you can be scared, being scared, in my opinion, is a good thing because being scared means that you're pushing yourself. All right. If you're comfortable all the time, then you're not really pushing yourself. So being scared, I think I've been scared out of my mind going into a big festival with $30,000 on the line. Been scared out of my mind with a lot of employees, and now I'm comfortable with it because I've done it so many times. But man, why am I scared? Why was I scared? Because I was pushing the boundaries. So I think being scared it can be a good thing, but certainly it does. I think it goes hand in hand with success, really. But if you can get to a place of not necessarily comfort, but what I would definitely call confidence. If you are confident in what you're doing, I feel like we've gotten to a level of a company where we're so confident that we just do well. We know we're going to do well, and we do well, and but we do add stuff that's a little scary sometimes, and that makes us do even better because we conquer it. So, what Cloud asks, what should be the profit percentage on a glass of lemonade or coffee? The percentage of profit should be, well, let me just tell you how much a lemonade should cost, and you can figure out the percentage without going into. It's pretty low, man. It's extremely low. Okay, the percentage. So let's say you sell a cup of lemonade for $5. Your cup, depending on what kind of cup you use, whether it's a biodegradable or not, will cost you 20 cents. Let's just say roughly 20 cents. The ice will cost you, again, depending on the price of ice you paid, it'll cost about another 10 cents. Okay, so we're up to 30 cents, and your product will cost you, depending on how you make your lemonade, your actual lemon, depending on the price of lemons. If it's a half a lemon, will cost another 20 cents, 30, 40, 50, we're at 50 cents. And your product itself will cost, depending, again, another, 10, 15 cents. So we're at 65 cents. So in my opinion, you should be around 50 to 75 cents. Okay, so you're not even at $1 and you sold it for $5. So what's the percentage on that? You tell me. But it's a good one. All right, Johnny. Yeah, gigs. That's what I call them, and you call them the same. Yeah, Cloud, you didn't get the discount. I saw that. So, well, I'll take care of you, Cloud. Just write me an email, or I'll send you a credit or whatever. Okay, I'll help you out with that. So Cloud bought during our we had a sale going on for what was it called, the Cyber Monday or whatever it was the other day. So anyway, sorry you didn't get the discount. You must not have put in the code. Stuart asks, hey Josh, I was wondering if events charge you extra to bring your carts after you already have your main stand at the event. Yep. Yeah, man. They usually do because it's another location. However, everything in this world is negotiable. And I do go in some of my more advanced training. I don't think I have it in this training that I'm selling you guys today, but in some of my more advanced training, I do show you guys how to become a sponsor, which is something that we're getting more and more into. And we're throwing down some big dollars now and becoming a sponsor, but we're making huge money with it. So everything is negotiable in the world, but yes, typically, Stuart, you do have to, like, let's say a stand costs you $1,000, you can usually get a cart for $200. They're a lot cheaper. Okay, or if you become a sponsor at a small event or whatever, then you could package deal it, where you're like, hey, I want to bring in a stand and 3 carts, and we'll give you $1,000 to be your sponsor, and we want all those locations included in our with our stands. So there's a neat little trick that you could use, but there's a little more behind it. But if you're smart, you could figure that out. Johnny, should I get with a carnival company and jump on with them and follow them? Well, I say no. I've had the opportunity to do it, and I never did it. I wanted to stay independent. When you jump on with a carnival, Johnny, if I don't know how old you are, I don't know how motivated you are. If you're young and you're full of energy, then give it a try, maybe. But I don't commit a full time to it, because you make more money independently. You have more control. You want control in your future. And there's not as much control when you sign up with those guys. They make you wear their shirt. They make you pay big percentages, and there's not as much control. Okay. But if they're a solid carnival, you could make possibly a lot of money with them. But I honestly, I have no experience with it, because I decided not to go down that road. I decided to keep independent, and I am very glad for that. Johnny, you have a gig this Sunday for Christmas toy drive. Cool, man. Good luck. Show me what you're doing, Johnny. I want to see what you're doing, and let me know if you bought from me or what you got going on, so that I can help you. So Imelda, yeah, this is the start of the business plan that you can absolutely use what I've been teaching you today and start. That's what this is about. You can get a start right now for free if you wanted to. Of course, I hope that you buy my program, because it's worth the money, my friends, and it'll get you way further. Make the investment in yourself. Okay, I'm not trying to be a salesman here, but make the investment in yourself, and you will go so much further, and you will avoid so many problems. Don, I purchased this a few months ago, but I don't remember where to purchase the refill bottle. Go back into your training. It shows you. Don, if you forget where, I'll just send me an email, and I'll remind you. I'll share with you my contact. Okay. I have a great guy who I put you directly into contact with, and he will set you up. Jord. What's up, Jord? To bring in the big bucks, can one be just as successful staying with their local area? Absolutely. Or would they have to travel across the country? You can stay local, man, for sure. Unfortunately, many people are not single like you. All right. Well, man, I'm not single anymore. I have a girlfriend, and she hates it when I'm gone, actually. But I don't have any kids, and don't have the luxury of traveling cross country. Listen, I think, George, because I've exchanged an email with you recently, and I believe you're in California. There's a lot of opportunity there. You just have to run a smarter game, and it looks like you're already. I know what you're doing. You're running a smart business. You just have to, George. You can learn a lot from this, man. So just keep with it. Keep the conversation going with me, and I will help you out. Okay. You can go really far. I have a big feeling, George, because of the email I exchanged with you. So you can make it happen in your local area for sure. If you can expand that to California, cool. I mean, you can be within a 6-10 hour drive. I don't know how far you're able to go, but there's a lot of opportunity in your area, a lot of opportunity. We have a big festival there in California that we do, and we make a ton of money there. So, Johnny, the promoter looked at my stand, was impressed as well as everyone else. He said, I am more for high-end events. Cool. Hey, nice. Very nice. So, Johnny, maybe you did learn how to put together a stand from us. Just kidding. Yeah, show me what you got, Johnny. Cloud, in Canada, there are only 3 months of summer. Can we still pull it off with a mobile stand? Yeah, absolutely. Cloud, did you say you're in Ontario, Toronto area? You can pull it off with 3 months. Yes, you just have to be smart with what you're doing and maximize your time. Okay, I spend, as I said in the beginning of this, and some of you are leaving that we're down to 15. If you guys need to leave, take care. I understand you got lives. I'm going to really wrap this up, just trying to get through all these questions. If you got to take off, take care. Thank you so much for being part of this. And I'll see you next time. Hope you guys are buying the program. So yeah, Cloud, you can absolutely do it in 3 months. You can do it. You just have to have a plan. So Johnny, craft containers. I still don't know what we're talking about. Sorry. Esmeralda, will I be able to hear the webinar from the beginning? Yeah, you kind of will, except for I forgot to start recording it. So I hate when I do that. But I started recording it a little bit into it. So I'll just send me an email, Esmeralda, and I'll send you a copy, okay? And most of it's there. Stuart, if you feel scared, that means there's opportunity. Yes, absolutely. Johnny Stevens, yes, my friend. Thank you for figuring that out. 425%. That is the increase profitability. Cool. That's nice, huh? 425%. And listen, learn how to do this refill thing. It's huge. You're in the 1,000% or more because you're getting $10 for your drink. Okay, so I'll go into that in more depth in the training. It's cool stuff though. Johnny, they offered for me to follow them. They really like my product. Well, yeah, man. Show me what you got going on, man. I might be able to have more advice for you. Or Johnny, maybe you should get a individual private coaching call with me. They're not cheap, but they're worth it, and we can steer you in some solid ways. Anything that you guys buy from me, you're going to make 10 times more money with it. Okay, I'm confident in that. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I've been doing this so long, and I liked what I do, and I like what I teach. So I really am. I've convinced myself, and I have testimonials to back it up. Okay. Check out the testimonials on that sales cart that I sent you guys. There's some cool testimonials in there, and they tell you that. All right, those are real people that have bought my stuff. So, yeah, Johnny, send me a message or book a time with me, and we can go over some possibilities. So yeah, Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer, you there still? Jennifer bought from us last year. Hey Josh, super helpful reminders today. Finally figured out how to log in and use the chat. Very cool. Jennifer is running a lemonade business from the help of us, and she's an awesome individual, and she's doing better and better and better, and we're proud of her. So it's cool. And she's been with us in person too, so we know her. She's a really cool woman. In fact, we hired her. We liked her so much that we hired her as a manager for one of our festivals, which we do sometimes. All right. Next, Johnny says they're doing the fair in MIAIM attendance of, I don't even know what that is, of 650,000. I have already got with the Miami promoter, and there's a 55-page booklet to follow if their requirements. Man, I don't know if I'm biting off or biting off more than I can chew. Yeah, you could be. You could be, man. You might be able to make more money on your own, to be honest. So, but, listen, before you sign any contracts, you better study that contract. You better have the lawyer look at that contract, spend the money so you don't get yourself into a bad situation. Steve says you're right on with your cost. Right on. Cool. Steve also says, I figure that we have about 72 cents in every cup. Right on. Cool. Hey, man, that was off the top of my head. Not bad, huh? All right. Hey, you're welcome, Stuart. Thank you. Stuart says, thanks, Josh. Cool webinar. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. I appreciate that, Stuart, and all the rest of you guys. And Imelda saying, sorry, my girl is not used to seeing her mom do so much business. So that's cool. It's good to, you know what? It's cool. You're a parent. It's cool to show your kids that you can do this stuff on your own. I'm a big believer in creating your own possibilities and creating your future. Okay, being in control of your own stuff, because this world is kind of created to show you how to be an employee. And if you can learn how to run your own stuff, you will be in a very powerful position. The more we go into this advanced world of ours, the more possibility there is to thrive and make more and more money and be independent and be successful. So my advice to you is do it, and do it as fast as you can, and do it as soon as possible, so that you have control of your life and your future. That I thank God that I did a long time ago, and I continue to do. And it's a really powerful and empowering thing to do, especially when you can teach others and you can put together a great team of people and you can start paying those people well. You can create a community and a culture, and it's just all so cool. So yeah, yeah, Jennifer's just giving me some cool words. Looks like we're getting to the end here. Josh, thanks for reading all the messages. I'll send you an email with pictures. Cool. Actually, Johnny, I look forward to that, man. Dawn, I have 2 concession trailers. We had both of them open last weekend, and it was about 35 degrees. Yikes. How does your stand handle the elements, wind and rain? Well, we close. All right, not to be a smartass, but we close. We do our first event in April, and we do our last event in October, and we're done. But most people think when I say that we work straight through that whole time. Well, we don't. These days, we do 5 events. We've gotten to the point where we have so much going on in those events that we only run 5 events. Okay, I'm not trying to be a cool guy here, but we run 1 event in April. We run no events in May. We run 1 event in June. We run 1 event in July. We run no events in July. We run no events in August, which is unbelievable for the business that I'm in, which should be run in the summer. But we've gotten to the point where we've maximized the events that are so good to us. And then to finish off, we run 1 event in September, and we run 1 event in October. And we make a lot of money in a very short amount of time because we've figured out how to do it. Okay? I'm not trying to be a bragger. I'm just trying to show you guys that there are possibilities for you to make a lot of money in a short amount of time. That is it. We've gotten to the end. You are very welcome, Imelda. And thank you all for being here. I love you guys. I hope to help you more and more in the future. I appreciate you being part of my community. And here's to your successful future. And keep an eye out. I do have some other cool things. Currently, right now, I have something called the Concession Business Mastery Club, which steps you through the advanced stuff of making all this stuff that I'm talking about a reality, and making not only $100,000 but hundreds of thousands of dollars, or the possibilities are limitless. It's kind of up to you and who you are and what kind of goals you want to set. So that is available. We're going to start a new one here in January. So if you want to sign up, there's going to be a new one starting in January. I'm going to start emailing about that. So keep your eyes peeled for that stuff. Start today by buying this program. It's going to teach you something. If you've already been in the business, buy it. It's going to teach you something. Okay. It's cheap. You're going to make 10 times the amount of money, if not 100, by learning some of the techniques, especially the refill bottle. Take care, you guys. Have a beautiful day wherever you are, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.